Welcome to One More Today. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some classical China era character. And I've been handling some tough ones because these are quite abstract legal political terms that's above my, I'm not paid, so above my pay grade, so to speak. Okay, 谢 we can see simplified Chinese. We replace the whole complicated thing here with a sound maker. That means first means you're going ahead of somebody. And that under this mian, this shelter symbol, like a cover with a chimney, that's Chinese shelter, as simple as possible to express that. And this 先 then would be easily be the sound maker. But it doesn't really make sense, right? Like what 先 does first mean to pair it with this shelter versus traditional and 2000 years ago is a whole slew of things packed under that roof, so to speak. Okay, so we have three diagonal lines with one vertical line. Okay, we have a very similar and could be confusing character, which is three horizontal lines with one vertical line. And that means a good thing. That means it's harvesting, things are growing, versus the three diagonal lines. That means things are slanted, growing. It's overgrowing, like uncontrolled, unmanaged growing. So it's kind of like your yard is not your landscape is not timely trimmed. So that would be diagonally with one vertical line thing. So that's about unmanaged something chaotic there. Okay. Middle is the eyeball, oval shape, two diagonal lines in there, eyeball. That's our eye. So the eye means vision, means understanding of things. And bottom is the heart symbol, which is a pump, incoming tube, outgoing tube, and the third tube is to power the pump itself. So that's a Chinese ancient understanding of what pump is. And eventually I found out, oh, there are totally four tubes out of heart. Um, so, but Chinese back then, that's already good enough, I guess, to illustrate what a heart structurally would look like. And we have heart here would mean almost like your humanity, your judgment, your emotional, cognitive, all combined. So it's hard. Ancient Chinese would probably tap to today's neuroscience, like map to today's like a cognitive understanding how human brain works. So that's our heart, vision, heart, understanding, and let's say computing, if we simplify our brain as a computer. And then under this roof with a chimney, so it you can regard it as a domestic space because it has a boundary. At the same time, you have a little bit vent, so your smoke, your cooking smoke, can go out. So you have a certain air exchange with the outside, and that domestic space with the three diagonal line, chaotic. That's a Chinese harm concept because Chinese regard, if you're okay, there is a mission here. Omitted the mouse symbol underneath that. That will be the complete picture of what a harm is. The mouse symbol is critical to make the full picture of Chinese would regard mouse like uncontrolled speaking as the source of trouble, I guess, domestic trouble. So, since ancient times, Chinese recognize that, yeah, domestic interpersonal communication is critical. If you're uncontrolled in how you speak, disrespectfully, unthoughtfully, provokingly speaking, trouble will start from there, from the mouth. So that's how our harm or damage icon came from. So that damaging concept paired with I means understanding the damage, hard means you're computing the damage, all together make this almost like a legal term about a decree. So I guess decree in a society means the lawmaking authority make the decree about a certain behavior. So to set the boundaries within the society. And I guess these days we're talking about boundaries. It's personal boundaries. So you set how you want to operate and draw a boundary interfacing with other people. But this boundary decree is societal level of some common sense based and probably practical through many observations of cases. And then eventually society comes into agreement of what's the comfortable boundary to be set. And that became decree. And this decree comes with authority, and Chinese express it by recognizing, like, see the harm and then compute it with your heart. So it's, after all, it's a human society, a very human thing. It's not hard math, but it's sometimes it's hard to measure. So we have to throw a heart in there to represent our humanity in there, and then recognizing that's our cognition, right? To correctly, clearly understand something that could be harmful if you're not setting this boundary, right? As such. Okay, so that's my best try of what this, complicated thing, decree, how Chinese express that with so many icons stack up together. Expressions 宪章宪法违宪宪章章 means chapter, like a chapter in a book. So we pair that together means decree must comes in chapters, and they're probably talking about the human societal level boundaries in different aspects of society, and so they came in chapters. 宪法 and 法 we talked a few episodes ago is about the law making, about judgment, about unbiased judgment and consequence associated with it. So decree paired with law means it comes with this judging and then and punishing to attach with it. So you not only tell people what's the boundary, what you should do, but also tell people you're going to be judged. And if you did wrong, you're going to receive punishment. So that pair together makes sense, right? The whole thing. 违宪, 违 means against. So 违宪 is almost like a contemporary 2025 term. So when we were talking about, are our constitution being challenged? So that's American media's strong reaction to Trump's 2.0. And then Chinese media at the same time when they're reporting, because I'm double lining, double hearing from both language, they will say 违宪. 违宪 means against the constitution. And so here, even if I translate it as decree, so what is constitution? Constitution is long decrees of things that lay out a framework of how this country, America in particular, because it's Constitution of America, in this case, that's about. So decree is a probably small individual specific cases, but when it comes in chapters and in a complete framework, like as complete as in that context possible, in the timeline possible, and then that would be the constitution. So decree constitution, they are also, just volume difference and completeness difference. So 违宪 means against the decree, but in this context, it would be go against the constitution. So that's decree. Means these are the decisions made in the past, all these years. And then later on, when future judges may cause. They may resort to the past cases, and all those together create examples of how things were judged, therefore punished, and then in the future. So these represent what decree in action. And even if a decree have this general term, right, about what people do or shouldn't do in what circumstance, but lives, like human lives, are messy, comes in variety. And so each time what we decree in action, like in real life tested, and then we see the consequences or the judgment at the moment. So this is a good visual representation of what 宪 decree is about. Thank you for your time. See you another day.